Howdy folks, welcome back to Vignolic Mile Arc. We're at it again. We're back in the 1900D after our rough landing in the previous video. My speeds were way too slow and we were stalling, at least according to the sim. And we had a very difficult approach over mountain anyway. So put that all together. It was rough, but we made it. We made it. Everybody survived. We haven't gotten sued yet. But we're going to do this again. I have not done any practice yet between videos. We'll see how this one goes, this landing goes, and if it's also rough, we'll have a landing practice video. I did do a little bit of research though, and people have been kind of publishing their numbers across all different sims, not just X-Plane, but their speeds are a lot higher than the official speeds. So our weight was 13,000 when we landed, and according to some of these published numbers, we should have touched down at about 100 or so, which was still slower than what we were stalling at. But I wasn't wrong. It is 96, although I found another number saying 97. But it should have been 97 to touchdown with full flaps. But the simulator people are upping those numbers quite a bit. One person even had touchdown at 120, which is really ridiculous. But maybe that's what we just got to do. So I have to pretend I don't know anything about landing this plane. The X-Plane days or X-Plane 10 days from when I used to land this thing are long gone. The days where we used to get sucked down, those days are gone. We might have a new suction problem, I don't know. So we have to forget everything we know about landing this airplane and just go at it. And if we hit the stall horn, we got to goose it a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. We're gonna up our own numbers as well. Alrighty, so there's the backstory of this plane in between the last video a couple days ago and today. What are we doing for the flight? We are in Uzbekistan. The reason why is my child, his best friend, he's actually a twin, the friend is a twin, his best friends, they're twins, are from Uzbekistan. And they live here in the United States, Minneapolis. And they go to my kid's school. And they become best friends because they're even wilder than my own child. And my 8.5-year-old is ridiculous. For me, he's wild. He's probably like normal wildness. But for me, he's crazy. But his friends are twice as crazy. So they, like mine, stick together and they're crazy. Anyway, they're from Uzbekistan. And they went there for the summer and they came back. And so we are in Uzbekistan. I don't know what city they live in. I haven't spoken to the parents very much because they're just trying to manage their two kids all the time. So I don't know what city they're from. So I just picked some cities. Like usual, you can see where we are and where we're going in the description below. But I'll try to pronounce this here. We're starting at Union Tango Sierra Bravo, which is Bukhara International Airport in Bukhara, Uzbekistan. And we're going to Uniform Tango Tango Tango, which is Islam Karimov Tashkent International Airport in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. And then the Carenado B1900D for X-Plane 11. Our flight plan, we're just going to put it in the GPS. And if there's an instrument approach, we'll take it. Again, with these international flights, my research for approach plates is terrible. My research skills are just awful. So I don't have an approach plate for a destination, even though it's a pretty big airport. We'll just put in the GPS, and when we get the weather, we'll see if there's an approach in the GPS. My nav data is up to date, so we'll see. If not, we'll locate it with the GPS and circle to land visually. All right, very, very flat area compared to where we were in the last video. So hopefully we won't have any scary terrain issues like we did before. I'm watching the sun come up. It's about 7:30 flight sim time. We're going to try to take off just before 8 o'clock here in the simulator. I'm just really, really enjoying the scenery. Real life weather is turned on. It's clear with no wind. And I'm just enjoying the sights along with you all. So there we go. All right. Enough flight setup, enough backstory, back to the house, all that stuff. Let's hop inside and see. Yeah, our wing window's open now. That is not super windy. I remember the last flight, it was so windy on the ground we couldn't open the doors. Okay. Let's see. Do I have external power on? Yes. Do we have that weird sound again? I didn't notice, actually. I don't hear it. It's gone. I have my volume cranked and it's gone. So maybe it was the crazy wind causing all that weird sound, because there's no crazy sounds now, right? I mean, my speakers are up, right? My volume is up all the way, right? Let me hear this. Yeah, everything is cranked to the max, and I don't hear that crazy sound. So it must have been the wind. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. Very strange. So between that sound not being there, and if this landing goes well, I'll be happy, because this, like usual, is my favorite aircraft. Okay, let's get our fuel going. What are we doing? Weight and balance. We'll start with what we did last time. 13,000 pounds, almost 2 hours. Actually, no, we gotta wait. No. This is a 400 nautical mile flight. Hang on. I forgot to mention that. This is a long flight for what I normally do. So 400 nautical miles, that'll be 200. That'll be like almost 2-hour flight time, plus screwing around. So let's boost this a lot. Let's go 240 there. I'm glad I thought about that. I forgot this was a long flight. I have the time today. Well, I'm forging the time to do a long flight today. So let's see if we can get this going. All right, battery. First, we got to come down here. Remove that. Remove that, please. Thank you. Battery is on. Whoa, I got to turn my volume down. Yikes, that's loud. Okay. External lighting. Wing load will go and recog. Remove the static elements. We'll just do it from here. No, I have to go outside because you have to do the doors too. Static elements. Baggage door. Let's come in here and let's do the cockpit door ourselves because we can. Or the... Sorry, not the cockpit door, the passenger door. Everybody else set, you don't know what you're in for. And then we'll close the cockpit door. Where's the hand? Talk to the hand. My 11-year-old last night at bedtime was like, Dad, what does it mean when someone says talk to the hand? So I said, talk to the hand. The face don't want to listen. And he didn't get it. I did my best, but he didn't quite get it. They also asked me at dinner yesterday what hickeys were. So we told them. They're like, oh, you thought it was something else. I'm like, that's why we encourage you to ask questions. Otherwise, you learn crap information from your friends. Alrighty, so emergency lights to normal now. And all the other lights are ready to go. So this is what it looks like as people gather their belongings. Our frame rates are working better too. So there's something going on with that last sim load. Maybe it's the wind. Maybe the wind was screwing up frame rates. That wouldn't make sense, but you never know. I think I've had crazier things happen in the simulator. Alright. Let's see. I'm trying to stay low to X-Plane though, although that Flight Sim 2020 is looking pretty good right now. All right, parking brake. Set fuel switches. Turn on the main pumps. Turn on the auxiliary pumps to auto and view the main tank, and then view the auxiliary. This views the tank. It doesn't select the tank, and airplane uses auxiliary first, unless that got screwed up too. Prop levers. Whoops, let's reset all that stuff. There we go. Props can go to feather, and they are. Engine auto igniters. We can do those up here. Engine switch. Let's use a better view again. Even though I have 20 presets, I could use a couple more. Left field, when it gets to 15, on the turbine, you see it going up there in the middle of the screen. We'll introduce low conditioner. There's 12, there's 13, there's 14, there's 15, and it should take off on its own. And it is low idle. There we go. Once that stabilizes, we'll turn on the generator and do the other one. And stabilize. So generator, and let's do the right engine, which the conditioner is already up because you only have one axis on my yoke for this, so they both go up at the same time. So once it gets above 15, it should take off all by itself. Just like that. And stable. So generator, and close the lid. And let's see, auto igniters can come off, avionics switch can come on, AC bus can come on. We no longer need to sync the gyros because they fixed that in this tiny little update they did. Turn off external power. The rudder boost between the seats. Climate is over here, except I made this too low so I can't kill this thing. Come on. I need to reset my preset so I can kill that and then do what we need to do. Heaters and blowers. Furnace, let's turn it to auto temp. There we go. Test the overspeed. Test the stall. which we're probably going to hear this time again, and put the yoke back in. All right, flight plan time. Clean that up a little bit. And the flight plan, get rid of the previous one from a few days ago. Kill that. All right. We are going to Union, Umbrella, Union, Uniform. I keep screwing up my words. And Tango, Tango, Tango. Do you guys remember the band Tony, Tony, Tony from the early 90s? Tony, Tony, Tony. That's what that means. All right, here we go. Accept it. I'm curious. Let's look right now if we have an approach. Ooh. Looks like we might. Yes, we do. We will choose VDM approach based on our weather when we get there. Oh, there's dual runways. I did not know this. Interesting. That's a lot of runways. Okay, let's forget about it right now. Let's just do direct to this for right now, and we'll load the approach once we get the weather. Good. Okay. And we'll calculate vertical navigation once we're in the air. It's a long flight. We have a long time to calculate this stuff. So we'll do VNav once we're in the air, and we'll do a procedure. I don't want to wait all the way until we get this. See, that's the problem. Let's talk about this a second. If we had air traffic control, we would be on the radio, and they would tell us we're using runway 28 right. So we would do procedure, and when we're in the air at cruise and put in runway 28 right. But we don't have air traffic control. So what we need to do is we need to look at our map and get our destination weather and say, okay, it's blah, blah, blah. Let's pick the runway. However, you can't get your airport beyond this like 50-mile radius. I think this is 50 miles. That's the limit. So because we're coming from so far away, I don't want to wait till we're like this far from the airport and be like, oh yeah, now we got to get the approach and now we got to go out here, but then that's way too far back. So then we got to, you know, mess with the procedure and do direct to this. Well, then we got to make these really sharp turns because now we're connecting to our fix, which is where later than it should be, and blah, blah, blah. So I might have to pull up SkyVector and get weather, but that doesn't match the sim that well. I mean, it kind of does. I don't know where the real life weather's pulling this crap from because it's never that accurate to SkyVector. But we might have to. So that's a big bummer. We're always making compensations for not having ATC in the sim, especially when it comes to like approaches in the weather. Like for example, like I said, if we were going to this airport and this is where we can reach it and we want to do approach from here, but the fixes are over here and we're already right here, we don't want to do the zigzag stuff, ATC would help us with that, but we don't have ATC. So we're at the mercy of the sim. We'll do the best we can. I will look that up in cruise. I am going to have a lot of time to cruise and look at SkyVector on another computer. So that's the story. That's what we're working with. We're not doing the radios because we're doing solely GPS. So CDI is set there. Let's come over here and let's pull up our weather for where we are. That we can do. And the simulator says 3012. 3012 like this. Light and variable, so we're just going to pick a runway. I really don't care. I'm probably going to pick 19 because we're facing the direction of 1. See, so we're just going to pick 19, which is going to be right here. 190 degrees, facing 190 degrees. Let's see. Let's test our caution lights and everything. Everything's looking good. Cabin pressure. We're going to cruise high today. We're going to cruise at, let's cruise at 18,000 today. We never go that high, so let's do it. Or should we cruise at 19,000? Let's cruise at 19,000. Yeah, so we got to make this 20,000. Bring this all the way and then come back a little bit. And then we'll have to check this guy. If the needle's getting the red, we're dead. We'll have to make some adjustments down below. Otherwise, that should work there. Alrighty, let's come back up here. Auto feather to arm. Generator ties closed. Stall warning, which you're probably going to need. And turn on our anti-ice and prop sync. Put this back in. I need to adjust this preset too because I need to be able to come down here and push it off and still see everything. Is that my 3? Yeah. The 0 is this one. A little bit different than before. Okay. Let's see. I need to make a few notes on my checklist. And then I'll be right back with you. But through editing, I'm just going to run right into myself. See, I'm back. You didn't even notice, did you? All right, autopilot. Cruise. What are we going to do? 19,000, I said. So let's do that. All the way up. We normally don't go this high. We normally don't fly this long. TCAS and autopilot. Piece of cake. Use nav and climb. Except we're going to climb aggressively like usual. 2200. Okay. What is next? Ready to taxi. Taxi lights can come on now. Let's do nav since we're already sitting out here. Conditioners to low idle. And begin taxi. Conditioners are already low idle. Let's get our first set of flaps down. And let's taxi away. Let's use our taxi view. Parking brake is off. Give this some throttle. Come on. Come on. Come on. What the heck? There we go. Let's give it a lot more prop. We need a lot of prop to get going. I had throttles at full and we were just sitting there. And I gave a little bit more prop and more prop and more prop. And finally it's rolling on us. Good grief. Alrighty. Not much to look at. Not much to say. I'm just going to taxi end of the runway and I'll catch you in a second. Alright, we're almost at the end of this very long taxi. And I checked my frame rates. And we're getting 62 frames per second. But I'm seeing all these micro stutters and it's driving me crazy. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I thought I'd point it out in case you're noticing it too. Alright, let's see here. What can we do? Let's slow down a little bit first of all. Let's start getting our landing lights on, even though we're not quite at the end of the stop line. But we're going to. Everything else is ready to go, I think. If you confirm that the flaps are down, and they are. Whoop. Landing lights are on. We'll turn taxi lights off as soon as we get past this here. Boom. We can turn this off. And I'm not watching where I'm going. How crazy. We're going to pull out here and then we need to turn off the cabin lights as well. People's eyes will be adjusted even though it's daytime, but we still don't want it too bright in here. There we go. I'm actually going to be lined up on center. Pretty close. Let's stop here a second and set that parking brake. And let's see. That comes off. That comes off. And that comes off. And before takeoff checklist, what do we got? Flaps down. Yes. Lights set. Yes. Taxi lights off. Landing lights on. Anti-collision. And have all the flight trim for takeoff. There we go. About so. Heading bug in case autopilot screws up. We'll go runway heading. And conditioners to high idle. Props forward. And away we go. We'll release parking brake and slowly spool up because we have a very long runway. This is a major airport, even though it's not modeled in the sim. And away we go. There we go. Try to go straight if we can. Use quite a bit of left rudder like usual. And lift off. There we go. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. And let's hand fly a moment before we engage autopilot. Alright, here we go. It's trimmed a little aggressively. Let's point down let's come down a little bit here. Come on. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's look outside super quickly before I have to fly a plane to manage engines. And it's turning all by itself for some reason. Okay, that's fine. We need to go that way anyway. And there we go. Nice looking city in the sunrise. Ooh, then all of a sudden it's just no man's land. Alright, let's hop inside. Fly this plane. There we go. Now we're looking good. Alright, ready to engage autopilot. Let's see if we can do a kind of a smooth handoff here. They're not going to want to be quite as steep on this turn. And it's going to point down. There we go. Autopilot's engaged. Let's manage these engines. Bring back throttles and props. Everything's in the green. Let's see. Here we go. We even move over here to see it better. We got green, 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 and green. An hour and 11 minutes only, it says. Alrighty, let's see, what do we need to do here? Calculate VNAV, landing lights can come off at 10K and standard barometer at 18K. So, what do we need to do? We need to calculate top of descent. And we're going to load an approach, but we don't know what approach we want, and that's not going to... We need that before we do top of descent as well. So let me pull up the real life weather, which could change, of course. But let's pull up real life weather here and see what we're dealing with. Okay, as of right now, according to SkyVector, at our destination, we're dealing with an 8-knot wind. Let's go time by talk about this. 8-knot wind from 360. So let's get a good view of Uzbekistan, because this is really gorgeous scenery. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at these like city pockets everywhere. The tundra area. What do you think of when you think of the area near Russia? Probably cold in the winter, but not as cold as Russia would be. Big lake, I don't know the name, I apologize. And it looks like we've got some train up ahead. That's awesome. Alright, let's see. So many good views. Taking screenshots, that's why it's stuttering. Alright, really gotta manage the aircraft though. Right? As much fun as this is, we really gotta manage it. So everybody, you hang tight, we're gonna come up here, figure out what we're doing. Okay, so 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off. 18,000, I'll do standard barometer. Can I push this one? I don't think so. I have to bring it down myself. Okay, so 360 at 8 knots, which means 360 degrees the wind is coming from at 8 knots. We want a runway, take off the 0, that is closest to 36. Can I do procedure from here? Yes, I can. Select approach. Okay, let's see how this goes. Looks like 8 or 26. Well, 26 is pointing south, 8 is pointing north. So 8 is as close as we're going to get to 36. Because remember, 26 is closer to 36, but 36 is closer to 0. So 26 is pointing like southish, left to rightish. 8 is pointing northish to the rightish. So we'll have a little bit of crosswind from the left, but that's okay. Let's use 8 right, just because I don't know the difference. Can I go down? There we go. Vectors, no, because we don't have ATC. So we have to use a fix. What this means is I have to pull up SkyVector again. And I have to, you can put in fixes in SkyVector. And it'll tell you where those fixes are. So I know where the airport is. And I'm looking, I know I could do an animated visual for you, I guess. But maybe I will, but I have to do it separately. So I'm going to narrate, let's see how this works. I'm going to narrate something I'm actually going to record in the future. This is going to be interesting, because I'll need to play it back while I record it. How's that going to work? Oh well, we'll figure it out. Okay, so here we go. Q SkyVector. So I should be loading SkyVector on screen that I recorded in the future. This is interesting. So SkyVector, if I put in the airport UTTT, that'll tell me where the airport is. Alrighty, so there's your airport middle of the screen. So now I know that we want to use runway 8 right, which is going to be kind of like flying straight in from here. Okay, because that's the runway from the left to the right. It's going to be 8, right, because 80 degrees. So we want to put in these fixes, and we want to see which fix is closest to like flying straight in. Oh. That was very loud. What's that noise? Is that my... What happened? Wait a second. Wait a second. Did autopilot screw up again? Stop it. Stop it. Let me disengage autopilot and let me regain control of the aircraft. Whoa. The heck? My yoke isn't working. Oh no, this happened before. What's going on? My yoke isn't working. I can't control my yoke. Come on. What the heck? Is my yoke working now? Now it's working. Okay. What is going on? I'm not on fire or anything. No, but see, my yoke isn't working again. I'm pushing my yoke forward and it's being all screwy. This happened a long time ago. Remember? No. Well, yeah. This used to happen frequently a long time ago. Let's get out of this. And let's... Come on, I want my flight plan. I need my flight plan back. Come here. Come on. There. No. No. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to straighten this out. I know where I have to go because of this green line, but my yoke is pushed all the way forward. And I'm not going down at all. Come on. Come on. What the heck? Maybe that was just too aggressive of a... Maybe that was just too aggressive of a climb this high up. Because normally we don't fly this high. No. Because we normally fly at 17,000. We normally fly at 17,000 and that climb works at 17,000. Weird. Can I re-engage autopilot? If I go like this and I just soften our climb. Can I re-engage autopilot? Because I'm having a heck of a time here. Oh my gosh, what the heck? I know I was too busy over here so I couldn't watch the gauges. The only thing I can think of is that climb was too aggressive and we lost speed. But we climbed to 17,000 at that all the time. We always climb to 17,000 at 2,200, and we still were having a problem at 1,500 or 1,600. Weird. Well, we'll let that regain control. And let me manage my engines again because I have everything floored here. Although it doesn't really matter because we're so high, but... And I can't look back on the video because there's nothing to look back on. But anyway, alright, let's come back to this. Let's do this. Okay, now let's pull that sky vector back up. And what I was telling you that I was doing here in the future is I'm putting in these fixes. I'm going to see where they are. So let's put in Lima, Indigo, Mike, Golf Union. And go there, and where is that in relation? Okay, that's a great fix. That is a great fix. Because we're coming from over there. Yeah, let's just use the first fix. Okay, so you see how that worked? I put it in and then it popped up in the middle of sky vector where that fix is. Okay, that's how you know. Alright, so let's see. Let's use that one. And so you're going to come in and then that's missed. Okay, let's load it now. We have no reason not to load it, right? So if we go to flight plan, it's going to do all this, and there's no hold or any goofy thing. So there we go. It's going to adjust us. See, we got off course from that. So an hour to basically the approach. An hour away. We are at 19,000 feet, and we're not exploding. I don't know what happened. But we've had that happen with the yoke thing in the past. A lot. Not lately, but in the past a lot. Like I'd be just about to land on our final, and my yoke would go crazy. And I couldn't do things, so we'll see what happens. There we go. We're settling down at 19,000. We're settling in on our GPS. Engines are managed. We have our approach loaded because why not? Now I just need to do vertical navigation. And the altitude, I don't have a plate, so I just have to go by airport altitude. Airport altitude is... I can't see that. It is 1,400 feet, and there isn't any terrain or anything in the way. So 1,400, so let's put in VNAV. We want to be at, let's see, what do we want to approach this at? Let's just say 2 grand at the airport. Yeah, 800 feet per minute. We descend in 21 minutes already. What? I am way off on my 202. Okay, so driving way was 400 nautical or 400 nautical miles, and then this is as a crow fly, so that takes off some, and then it's 200 to our first point, and then it's another cumulative 30 or so. So that'd be 230. We've already been flying for quite a while, actually. We've already been flying for 10 minutes plus a little bit more, so 230. So it's about 250 nautical miles, I guess. Okay, whatever. I'm thinking if there's anything else. No, nope. It's just destination information, which I already have. So we're good. We can go standard barometer too, which is going to screw up autopilot a lot. Okie dokie. We're good. I'm just going to watch to make sure we don't overspeed, and you're going to get sightseeing for a little bit. And we're going to come down in 20 minutes. So I will see you in 20 minutes, my time, which is only going to be like 3 or 4 minutes your time. Very interesting getting to cruise. That was very interesting. All right. I will catch you in a little bit. So we have about 6 minutes until top of descent. I just want to break in here a little bit and say that everything is going smoothly and fine. And we're getting the swing of the things back with this aircraft, even though it's been such a long time. And, well, we did the previous video, but before that it's been a long time. And I'm just enjoying the scenery. We have this mountain ridge that we're crossing over. And then there's this big lake, and then there's another mountain ridge on the other side of the lake. So I just wanted to point out some of the awesome scenery with you all. So there's a mountain ridge, and then the lake, and then the mountain ridge on the other side. But we should be landing before then, I believe. Again, not sure what lake that is, but we are staying in Uzbekistan. We started there and we ended there. So we started kind of in the middle southern part of Uzbekistan, and then we actually crossed over the border of Uzbekistan, and then we're crossing back into Uzbekistan. So we're kind of going where this part cuts out. So we were over another country for a short time. Actually, we're about to be in that other country, I believe, and then we'll be back in Uzbekistan to land. It's kind of like a long, curvy L-shaped country. Otherwise, very beautiful scenery. Look at that, the haze. Oh my gosh, how awesome. I'm going to check to see if we have the destination in our map yet, just to confirm the weather in the runway, because we have to change it soon if we need to, but just look at that. Wow. Alrighty, well, a little bit more time for sightseeing in a little bit, but we gotta get back in here now. We got 4 minutes till top of descent. Oops, that's not the map. Let's pull up the map and see if our destination is in here yet. It's not, but when it is, we will pull up the weather, just double check. So there's the lake we're about to cross, and here's the ridges over here that aren't even on the map yet. They're so far away. So anyway, just want to cut in. I'm going to do like 30 seconds of sightseeing, and that'll bring us to top of descent. And there's top of descent. Time to descend. VSR is almost 800. So let's get this reset to 2000. Just so something to aim for since you don't have an approach plate. And we'll let autopilot do as much of the work as it'll do. So there we go. Big inhale. Let's see how this goes. And then we just hit descend, and boom, everything's automatic. Now we just have to watch our speed though, so no overspeed. We don't have a destination barometer yet though, because it's not refreshing. It's like right there. So once we get that, we'll set a barometer. Otherwise, it's just a matter of keeping an eye on our speed. I already brought back throttles a little bit, and that should be it. Landing lights on at 10 grand if I remember. Barometer 18,000 if we need to, which we will. Flaps and gears, so that's it. So we just need the barometer setting, or altimeter setting, once we get it on the map, and then landing lights at 10,000, and then gear and flaps. Piece of cake. We are going to speed this up when we land. We are going to approach about 125, and we're going to land hot. We're not going to land at 97 or 96 or whatever. We're going to land about 100, 110. So let's actually move this to let's move it to 106. So we're going to land hot. And if that's how it works, then it works just fine. Then we just have to land faster than I think. If it doesn't work, then we have to do a landing practice video. But hopefully it works. Let's bring back throttles a little bit more because they're still speeding up. Alrighty, VSR speed about 800 it is. So we're good there. And that should be it, right? 99 miles now to where we enter the approach. And then we'll let autopilot do as much as it will do. And then we'll check for glide slope and things like usual. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep an eye on, what am I going to keep an eye on? Well, the VSR, and make adjustments as needed, as well as our distance here. So what is next? Nothing. A little bit more sightseeing for you, and I'll catch you in about 96 miles. Alright, I'm just breaking in on your sightseeing because we're going to turn landing lights on now. We're about to hit 10,000 feet. And I really want to see if our destination is in here. And it is, just before the ridge, just like I thought. See these ridges here? Is this right here. So here's our destination. What is the weather? I hope we can still fly straight in. Looks like the left runway is the bigger runway. Wind is 350 at 8 variable, 310 to 40. So 31 to 35. So what's closest? Well, that's almost 0 and that's almost 8. So if you loop around, 8 is still closer to 31 and 35 than 26 is, because 26 would be these runways, 8 is this runway. The wind at 35 to 310 is like this. Well, depends on, well, let's assume this is 0. We're still better. Yeah, this is still better. 35, 310, perpendicular. I think it's a crapshoot, to be honest. So let's just stick with what we are. What? How come we have ATIS? I bumped ATIS. How did I do that? Or do I just coincidentally have a radio turned on to that? That's fine, but I got all this from here. Anyway, whatever. Oh, good. Okay. Yay. Nice. Alright, so I chose the right runway. Good. I don't know how I got that up there. On accident, I guess. I don't know how to get it off. I may have to pause this and Google it in a second. But anyway, what am I doing? Quiet. Yeah, I know, I heard you. Anyway, we're 9 minutes out. We're still around 800, so that's good. We got that. All terminals about 031. 3021. Come on. 3021. Okay. Well, I gotta Google how to get that off. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I'm gonna get that off. You get some sightseeing, and I'll see you in like 9 minutes when we enter the approach. Alright, we're about to have to fly this plane here in a moment. I think I got the ATIS sounds to stop. I had to go into my sound settings and I turned the radio slider down. At first I turned off, I switched frequencies here, that didn't help. I turned this off, that didn't help. I went into the sounds, actually I'll just show you, and I unchecked these two, that didn't help. And then I slid down radios, and I think that helped. I just have to remember if I ever need my radios for, I don't know why I would need my radios, but in case I do, I have to remember to turn them up. It's kind of nice to see the ATIS and to see the runway in use. That was cool. I should make more use of that, but I don't know the frequencies and stuff all the time, so I haven't been doing it. Anyway, it is time to fly this plane. I slowed down to 180 right on the nose. And we're going to zoom in here a little bit, and you can see that we're not doing our approach. There's Bitco, we're going right by it. We activated this. Oh man. Okay, fine, let's go to ASBUG. We activated it. You saw me activate it a long time ago. Let's just go there. And what the heck happened? There's a runway. What happened? Why didn't it follow? We activated it. You saw me activate it. Maybe I hit load instead of activate again. Well, whatever. It's not activating vertical or anything, so we're just going to have to keep an eye on this, and we are going down too fast is what that means. That's telling us to level off. So let's level off a little bit. It says 400, so let's do 400 until we figure this out. Let's let autopilot line us up, and then pretty soon we're gonna have to take over because this is screwy already. I don't see our airport though. Should be right in front of us, it says. No, it's gonna be to the right. over there. There it is, I bet. I bet it's right there. Okay, it's going to level us off at 2 grand. Let's stay that way because we don't know what's going on. We'll let it make our turn onto final because that's going to be final. And then I will take over from there. So let's stop descending. Let's slow this thing down. Landing lights are on. Barometer is set. Props are forward. Let's get geared down around on this corner. That'll slow us down. And then we're going to have a final approach about 120. We're going to land about 106. Hopefully that'll be fast enough. Our weight is fine, and yeah, we're floating. That's fine. First set of flaps. There's our runway. I think we're landing on left. I can't remember which one I selected. No, I think I selected left because it was the bigger one. I think it's whatever one it lines us up with. Good grief. Good flipping grief. Jeez. Oh, let's get some speed going. We're going to stall because we only have one set of flaps. There we go. Boom. It doesn't have us lined up for either, does it? Well, let's just, whatever. They're going to change us to right. We're just going to say that they said, no, use the right runway, even though it's a smaller one. And we said, okay. So here we go. Oh, crossing without freeway. That's awesome. I love stuff like that. Too bad we can't look. Too bad we can't look, because this would be some really great sightseeing right now. Look at all those buildings. We'll have to do a replay where we sightsee on the replay. How about that? All right, second set of flaps is going to make us float. Let's now stay level because we're all right on the PAPI. And let's stay about 126 or 125, whatever that is. And how come this is going wherever it wants to again? Nope, 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 nope. Pitch down for speed and throttle to keep us level. Until we're established on our glide slope, we're not going to get one. Oh yeah, we have left to right on the GPS. Okay, that's set up for 20 or for 8 left. Yeah, that's what I thought I did. That's what I thought I did, but then they changed us. ATC changed us at the last second to 8 right, so we said okay, which means our indicator, our horizontal indicator is going to be off, but that's okay. Well, come on. It still says we're low on that PAPI, huh? Man, I don't like coming in this hot, but I think we have to. All right, let's just ignore the vertical or the horizontal thing, obviously. There's our touchdown speed. See, this feels so fast to me, but this is what we need to do. That's what we're going to try. So here we go. I got a lot of throttle in too for some reason. It's not, I don't know. We're just going to go for a smooth touchdown, even though this is so fast. And it's still red. It never did go to green for us, or white, I mean. Are we getting sucked down? Well, let's just try to smooth this out here a little bit. Smooth as we can. We're landing long, but that's because we're experimenting. There we go. Smooth as silk, nose down. Gently. See, we are hot. We are really hot. Reversers. Yeah, that was... So in the previous flight, we would have stalled before we even touched down. But in this flight, that was really hot because I was trying to get that nose wheel down slowly and it just wouldn't come down. The nose wheel just would not come down. We're going too fast. So in this flight, I could have flown by the numbers. But in the previous flight, we stalled. So I don't get it. Whatever. We'll figure it out. I mean, it's still silky smooth landing. It was a smooth touchdown. It's just that nose wheel would not come down. It just would not come down. That was an hour flight, really? It felt like 5 minutes. That was a great flight. All right, let's get this off the road here. Hang on for the brakes. Ugh. And then we will do a replay before we shut anything down or anything, because that kind of gets screwed up in replay. Let's just pull off, get out of the way. Nice and smooth. And we're going to stop here between runways. And we'll set the parking brake. And let's do a replay of that landing. And sightseeing before and the landing. Alright, we're quite a ways off from the runway yet, but I just wanted to do some sightseeing. And it's funny how replay mode is loading the train differently than it would if we were in real time. That's interesting. But check out all those beautiful buildings. What a beautiful city this looks like. And then out there, it's just like no man's land tundra again. Anyway, we're coming in for this nice smooth landing. So let me get runway view set up, and we'll check out this landing. I'm just trying to sneak in a little bit more sightseeing. Look at that. The city there. Look at that. Mountains in the background. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's check out this landing from the runway. And there we go. There was a crosswind landing that I didn't really compensate for because I was trying to get the speed stuff down. But yeah, not bad. But then the wind, the nose wheel won't come down. So let's have a tower view and check this out again. We have to take out our binoculars for this one because the tower's so far away. But let's just see how this goes. And see if it's really as smooth as I thought it felt. Well, where are you? There you are. Let's see, here we go. So far so good. We landed a little long, but that's because we had plenty of runway and I wanted it to be smooth. So let's see how this worked out here. Nice. And there we go. Boom, nice and smooth. And I was trying to get that nose wheel down. It just would not come down because we were going too fast. But there we go. If we went any slower, then we would have stalled. Or who knows. And here we go. Nice and smooth. Fast but smooth. And there it is. Couldn't even tell. And then we get that nose wheel down, and then we engage reversers just to get this thing stopped because of the wind. Because the wind was blowing us to the right, and then we landed and it wasn't blowing us. See, so we got moved to the left because of it, because I was compensating. Alrighty. Pretty view out the window, but we got to shut this plane down, so let's hop back to real time. Okay, first of all, we got to figure out where we are going to go. And then we'll get our landing checklist going here. Alright, so stop the stopwatch, and we did about an hour. That's my mouse, not my frame rate. So we'll turn on the taxi lights here. These lights can all come on now so people can start gathering their things. Well, from their seats, and put their stuff away, I should say. Flaps are already up. And then we'll do props to taxi and low idle. And now I just got to figure out where we're going. So let's see, whoop, wrong one. Where are we going to go here? Something that's business-like. There's nothing out there, so everything's going to be over here. Okay, we're going to go to those big hangars over there. Yeah, so we're going to cross the runway, then turn right to those big hangars. So let's do that. We got everything we need. So let's take out the parking brake, give this thing some juice. Hop into taxi mode here. And skedaddle where we need to go. Very nice. Whoa. Oh yeah, it's doing that weird thing again with the video camera changes angle as I change my speed. Only in this aircraft. I don't get it. Used to do it in the 727, but it doesn't anymore. Otherwise, we're going to skedaddle across here, and I'll catch ya when we're about to park. Alright, we're going by the big jets here. Let's have a quick look at this awesome airport that somebody modeled. It took all this time to model it. Looks awesome. And then we're about to pull into our own spot here, I think. I don't know how we're going to get over there. Actually, those looks like maintenance hangars. How do you get over there? Now that we're closer, I guess we're just going to go up there. Oh, look, there's all that stuff. Yeah, those have to be maintenance hangars. Well, let's just go to the maintenance hangar then, because we got to get the speeds looked at. That's what they'll do for us. Alright, we will come to a stop right about here. So let's stop and set the parking brake. And let's shut this down. Taxi lights off. Whoops, I keep doing the wrong one. Taxi lights off and all external lights off. These lights are on. Let's turn that on too. Fuel off and props back. My favorite sound. And then let's turn on external power. And then it says we can turn everything else off that you feel like turning off. If it's a switch, you can click it. There we go. Now let's open up the wing windows. And it'll let us because the wind isn't crazy. And everybody can hop out. And there you go. A few rough things. We had a little rough climb for some reason. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I thought maybe it was too aggressive for the altitude, but that can't be true because we climbed to that altitude. Well, by the time it freaked out, we normally would have been climbing there anyway. I think it was the whole autopilot going crazy thing, because remember, we used to have a problem where autopilot would create chaos and then I will lose control of my yoke. Remember? That used to happen quite a bit. Hasn't happened in a while, but it used to happen a lot. And I think that's what that was. And it's only in this aircraft, by the way, that happens. So, not sure. I do want to get some 727 practice in, flying and landing that thing. But I also want to do some really short GA flights. So I have no idea. But anyway, Uzbekistan is what we're doing today. And we're enjoying this beautiful, beautiful city, even though the main city is over here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And I'll catch you on the next one.